I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Your starting lineup at Kansas. Cody Burke, Patrick Pieper on the front row, John Nichols and Ryan Fitzpatrick on the second row. Nicholas Johnson, David Farnan on the third row, Kirk Marble, Alex Harper on the fourth, Kyle Reeder and Joshua Nichols round out the top 10. Mark Kluge starting in 11th next to Garrett Korn in 12th. Tyler Thomas, Matthew Logan 13th and 14th, Jesse Gordon, Scott Roney 15th and 16th. Trevor Fitz, Austin Ruskoff 17th and 18th, Devin McDonald in 19th, Chad Ragsdale rounds out the top 20. Edmund Jones, Troy Thomas 21st and 22nd, Matt Morrison and Richie Ragsdale 23rd and 24th. Lynn Marble, Garrett Barber 25th and 26th, Cody Dean, Ryan McDaniel, Joshua Rudolph, Brandon Yates round out the top 30. Donald Durant's, Kenny Rayner, Brandon Anderson, and Mark Dantuma round out the field. Everybody getting stacked up, ready to go. Gerald, I feel your pain there, buddy. We did post an update on one of our drivers today, Cody Kennedy. Many of you know Cody's in SMR and a lot of our other leagues. He was in a terrible car accident a few weeks ago. We posted an update earlier today. He is getting better. All the drivers rolling out. Looks like John Nichols will be starting from pit road. Field this big, it takes a minute to get everybody off of pit road. They're stacked up. Cody Burke has begun dropping to the tail end of the field. All the drivers ready to go racing here at Kansas. And here we go. Pace car is in 100 laps. At Kansas, the green flag is in the air. They are underway. Nicholas Johnson quickly hopping to the high line, or at least up to the middle. Pieper squeezed in there in the middle. Kirk Marble has a big run. Pieper has a bigger one up top. Patrick Pieper quickly clearing into the lead. Kirk had to back out of it. We're about to have 3 wide out of 4, and contact already, and a car in the wall, and a big wreck back behind our first caution of the night. A lot of drivers caught up already. Richie Ragsdale involved, Devin McDonald, Ryan McDaniel. Let's see if we can see what happened with this one. There's David Farnan on the outside. Looks like he was the one that got bumped around. Farnan tries to go down to the down to the middle, pushes up, gets into the car up high, bounces off the car on the bottom, goes for a spin, and a lot of cars get contact in this one. Tyler Thomas also involved. Looks like he was one of the guys back behind that had nowhere to go. He was already a bit loose. The car below him was blinking. It pops off ahead. Thomas just has nowhere to go. Gets into the flying car. And body panels go flying everywhere. That was a pretty big wreck for being at Kansas. Patrick Pieper fakes the pit road but stays out. Most of the back half of the field, a lot of drivers also going in to top off on fuel. Drivers looking at 22 to 24 laps on a tank tonight. Hey, good evening, Gene, and thanks for the clip, buddy. A lot of cars did come in to top off on fuel. A lot of cars that looked like may have picked up minor damage in that incident. But everybody is stacked back up, ready to go. Pace car is back in. And green flag is back in the air. Pieper's away like a bullet. Clears all the traffic. We saw Kirk Marble in the start. Had a big run into 1 and 2. Looks like he's got it again. Clears all traffic coming out of turn 2 and running up on Pieper. David Farnan and Tyler Thomas, the only cars not on the lead lap. Tyler is out. He just came out. Farnan was with the pack, but it looks like he's struggling here at the moment. One driver not struggling, Patrick Pieper. He has the fastest lap at the moment. The drivers did mention that practice temps were a little bit cooler. It's not a ton hot here tonight, but a hotter track means a slicker track, and track temperature now up to 95. That temperature definitely makes things a little bit interesting. Kirk Marble is losing some ground. Nicholas Johnson is now going to second. One of the big movers right now is Matt Morrison, already up 15 spots into 8th, and we've got a caution again. And the points leader is involved in this one. Cody Burke gets caught up along with Brandon Yates, Austin Ruskoff, David Farnan. Let's see what happened. There's Burke back behind, coming out of turn 2. Couple of cars bobbling. Burke goes to the bottom, off into turn 3, and the 7 car ahead gets loose. Burke tries to avoid it, goes up, and Austin has nowhere to go. And Burke's engine lets go. It looks like 1 or 2 others may have lost the engine as well. Brandon Yates was caught up in this, but I do not think Yates had too terribly hard of a hit. He was on the brakes and just barely tapped Burke. Taking a look down from the blimp, there's Cody Burke. Watch for the yellow and green car to come from behind. Burke gets bumped up in the wall. Ruskov hits him. There is Yates on the brakes. Oh, he got hit from behind. There for a moment, I really thought Brandon Yates had made it out of that one clear. He was definitely close. Trevor Fitz, Joshua Rudolph, Scott Roney, Tyler Thomas, Troy Thomas, Tyler Thomas, Cody Burke, and David Farnan all on pit road at the moment. Tyler Thomas actually did not come in, but not sure if he was in the lucky dog position or not. Everybody getting stacked back up for the restart. Speaking of the restart, maybe it's time to get a little bit loud here at Kansas. Hey, good evening, Jeff. Let's get a little bit loud on the restart. When the green flag flies, I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank up the volume and listen to all the horsepower. Pace car dives to pit road. Here they come. Green flag back in the air. Crank it up, y'all. Well, we'll try that again later. Looks like Matt Morrison and Brandon Anderson ended up off in the grass. Let's see what happened with these two. Looking back behind as they come to the restart. Oh, you can already see the field was starting to accordion, and a big accordion on the restart. Fortunately, it looks like both Morrison and Anderson got little to no damage. That was an interesting restart for sure. Gerald, it appears you're right, buddy. It's a little tough tonight. A lot of drivers have been able to avoid the chaos and make up some ground Ryan McDaniel already up 17 spots into 11th. Kenny Rayner up 20 spots into 12th. Hey, good evening, Tina. Doing great. How are you? Hey, good evening, John. Chad Ragsdale now up 15 spots into 5th. Richie Ragsdale up 17 spots into 7th. Cody Kennedy up 19 spots into 8th. Garrett Barber up 17 spots into 9th. As we mentioned, Ryan McDaniel up 17 spots into 11th. Rayner up 20 spots into 12th. Brandon Anderson up 13 spots into 20th. Double D up 8 spots into 23rd. And Mark Dantuma up 11 spots into 24th. However, that incident a moment ago was a big setback for Burke. He's getting the wave around, but it does appear he's going to end up one lap down. Oh, John, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Actually, John, that's really too bad. I got some great shorts from you guys in the trucks this week. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. Alright, we will try and crank it up one more time on the restart. Here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. Pieper in control in the zone. Green flag is in the air. Crank it up, y'all. That is a lot of horsepower and a lot of speed here at Kansas. Patrick Pieper in the lead. Nicholas Johnson in second. Joshua Nichols in third. Chad Ragsdale. Whoa, Ragsdale, big run as Nicholas Johnson is fading at a problem out of 4. Pieper just set the fast lap. And Ragsdale shot to second. Alex Harper now up into 4th. Kyle Reeder in 5th. And a bunch of cars battling back behind. From 9th on back, Nicholas Johnson has gone to pit road. Looks like Cody Burke is going to try and get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He is marching up through the field. He is just outside the top 10. Where the top 10 are, still a lap down, but moving forward quickly. Pieper has a big lead, about 1 second. Nicholas Johnson coming back out. Ragsdale in second. Joshua Nichols still holds third. Kyle Reeder up in fourth. Alex Harper in fifth. Richie Ragsdale on the move up into sixth. Cody Dean in seventh. Garrett Corn in eighth. Joshua Nichols in ninth and Matthew Logan in 10th. Edmund Jones also a little messy coming out of 2. Everybody holds on to it. Wow, whoa, Kirk got a little bit of a bump there from Jesse Gordon. Edmund Jones up 8 spots into 13th. Hey, Elf, how are you? Welcome, buddy. And it is getting messy just outside the top 10. Kirk Marble sits in 11th, Edmund Jones in 12th, and the battle is on right behind. And you can definitely tell the cars have gotten a little better now that there's some heat in the tires. But man, they are still not all the grip these guys want. They are still on the loose side. Patrick Pieper still has the lead, but Ragsdale is closing in. Joshua Nichols, Kyle Reeder, and Alex Harper right there with them. Nichols is in the wall. Or I'm sorry, Nicholas Johnson was in the wall. He is a lap down now. I did tell some of the drivers they needed to change their names to be less confusing. There's only about 4 Codys in the league. Not to mention Nicholas Johnson. Oh, whoa! I believe that was Cody Dean that was so out of shape with a 3 wide right behind. And Cody's out of shape again right in front of Kirk. Great save by both drivers. Jesse Gordon up top, he gets into the wall. It is chaos right here around 10th. Edmund Jones now in 10th. Ryan Philbrick in 11th. Well, Elf, it'll be great to have you back, buddy. I look forward to tuning in soon. A caution is back out, lap 25. Looking to see what brought the caution out. Let's see. Ryan McDaniel heads off into 1 and 2. May not have been Ryan. He did just go to pit road. Oh, Cody Dean comes up the track in 3. Ryan had nowhere to go. Ryan gets hit multiple times but limps it back to pit road. He'll be back out on track. And in the meantime, everybody is on pit road. They were about in the fuel window. Remember, 22 to 24 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. Chad Ragsdale wins the race off of pit road. Cody Burke stayed out. It'll put him right behind the pace car. He will get waved back to the lead lap. Ryan McDaniel took one heck of a hit, but fortunately was able to limp it back to pit road. Ryan is back on pit road, likely just topping off on fuel. Like many other drivers in the back half of the pack have come back in for extra fuel. Double D, Brandon Anderson, Mark Kluge, Tyler Thomas, all coming in to top off. Gerald, definitely true. It is fast, but and it looks like the loose is fast rule tonight equals loose is a little bit of chaos. Now Chad Ragsdale, Joshua Nichols on the front row. And Cody Burke did not get waved back around. He is still showing a lap down, as is Brandon Anderson. Scott Roney and Troy Thomas, each 2 laps down at the moment. But with the chaotic start to this one, they could get back to the lead lap and back in the fight before long. However, I can tell you, every driver on the lead lap is hoping Cody the Dominator Burke stays a lap down, so they have a shot at the win. Joshua Nichols blinking there on the high side, could spell trouble on the restart. Here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. Green flag is back in the air at Kansas. Ragsdale quickly clears traffic. Patrick Peep, whoa, there are 3 wide out of 2 already. Pieper on the bottom, worth noting, Pieper does have fresh tires. They are not letting up, and a few cars slide down the track. Kirk Marble, what a move through the gap. And a close call there for Marble. Richie Ragsdale looked a little off pace, and imagine he probably got loose. Down into turn 3's back on Marble's bumper. Kyle Reeder now battling for 5th place. Reeder goes deep into 1 and 2. John Nichols fighting back on the high side. That outside lane is really fast. On corner exit, Nichols gets way up to the wall. Man, Nichols is pushing the limits right up inches from the wall. Harper had a bit of a run, but had to check up. Now Edmund Jones is underneath. Kirk Marble, Matthew Logan right there with him. Battling back behind as well. Richie Ragsdale is losing some ground in a close call into the turn. Devin McDonald gets the wall. Lynn Marble makes his way up to 11th, but Ryan Philbrick underneath. And meanwhile, Patrick Pieper has reclaimed the lead. Ragsdale still in 2nd. Joshua Nichols in 3rd, Reeder in 4th, John Nichols in 5th. And these guys are racing every lap like it's the last lap here tonight. Another driver on the move, Mark Dantuma. The only driver that did not qualify, started in 34th, now 20 spots into 14th. Dantuma really on the march. Pieper is pulled out to a 1.2 second lead on those fresh Goodyears. A few other drivers also took tires under that last caution. Looks like Garrett Barber took tires. He's already up to 16th. Lynn Marble took tires as well. He is up to 11th. Ryan Philbrick also took tires, but he has got a bunch of traffic to fight his way through. Oh, we've got 2 cars in the outside wall. Lynn Marble is one of them. Caution is out. And Lynn Marble took a hard hit. Matthew Logan also involved. Looking down from the blimp. Lynn gets underneath the 45, just bumps into him, hit him just right to send him for a spin up top. Taking a look from another angle, the 45 obviously kind of trapped, backs off, drops low. And it looks like everybody else is able to sneak by unscathed. Whoa, Ragsdale was almost to the commitment cone when he came back. But he did get a lot of other drivers to hit pit road. Gerald, I think you're right. The 45 got loose, and based on where he was, I think he might have been a little bit aero loose on that one. Waiting to see if Cody Burke gets a lap back. I do believe he was on pit road when the caution came out. Does not look like Burke's going to get waved around. A rough night for the points leader, but his points lead is just huge, so it's not going to have a big impact. We mentioned in a pre-race, he could probably skip a race or two and still have a big lead. Patrick Pieper and Chad Ragsdale stayed out. They have the front row. Garrett Barber, Richie Ragsdale in the second row. Nicholas Johnson and Double D now in the third row. John Nichols, Ryan Philbrick, Kirk Marble, and Joshua Nichols round out the top 10. Brandon Anderson has gotten back to the lead lap, currently in 24th. And it looks like Cody Burke is still a lap down. He is the first car one lap down and is in the lucky dog position. Here they come, back to the start-finish line. Pace car dives in. Green flag is back in the air. Pieper jumps out front again. And already 3 wide, they haven't even made it to turn 1. Multiple drivers shooting the gap up the middle. Oh, Reeder is around. They are out of the, now the caution flies. Brandon Yates, Kyle Reeder get together. I don't know if Reeder got any damage. Let's see. Kyle Reeder had been having a great run so far tonight. There he is up on the high side. Yates just below. Reeder now in the middle. Reeder gets loose. Comes across Yates' nose. Yates being there likely saved Reeder from a much worse fate. Pieper stays out. Ragsdale stays out. Garrett Barber and Richie Ragsdale also stay out. Cody Burke is apparently, wait a minute. Now he gets the wave around. The points leader will be back on the lead lap. Gerald, I like his paint too. I thought it was pretty cool how he did that. I'm honestly surprised more drivers have not adopted that paint scheme. Or that kind of theme and the way he did his numbers. Now you have to wonder how many of these drivers just started cursing. Cody Burke will be back on the lead lap, currently in 24th. And it looks like he's coming to pit road. No, he is not coming in. Double D and Austin Ruskoff both come in to top off. No surprise, Austin Ruskoff always comes in and tops off. Patrick Pieper, Chad Ragsdale still in the front row. Garrett Barber and Richie Ragsdale both up over 20 spots have the second row. Ryan Philbrick, Joshua Nichols, Edmund Jones, Kirk Marble, Garrett Korn, and Matt Morrison in the top 10. Ryan, don't text and drive for one. And Ryan McDaniel said he started cussing a while ago. Oh, he's not in the car. Never mind. Text all you want, Ryan. Sorry, buddy. Pace car runs to pit road. And green flag is back out of Kansas. Pieper once again shoots to the lead, but how quickly do they get back 3 wide? Little bit more patience this time. I may have said that too soon. As we've got one shooting up the middle, John Nichols. Whoa! Nichols passed about 4, now make it 5. Oh, a bump back behind one car. Brandon Anderson has gone into the infield. Let's take a look at the incident with Brandon Anderson. Looking down from the blimp as Anderson comes down into 3 and 4. You see him 3 wide. Oh, Anderson got loose. Gets out of the gas and the car behind had nowhere to go. Anderson did get back out on track. Brandon Anderson has gone to pit road. I don't think he got any damage, but whoa, he's going to need some tires. Edmund Jones, Chad Ragsdale, Kirk Marble battling. Ragsdale is in the wall. Caution is out. Worth noting, last time by, Kirk Marble just set the fastest lap of the night. Trevor Fitz appears to have been involved. He has towed it to pit road. There's Ragsdale in the purple 83. In the middle, 3 wide, you can see everybody was a little loose. He comes up and gets into, oh! He bounced off Kirk Marble, came down, and Trevor Fitz likely got the worst of this incident. Trevor down on the bottom, making up some ground. A little bit loose out of 2, and here comes Ragsdale. He slammed the wall. Several barrel rolls. A very close call. Wow. Man, hopefully Trevor is okay. That was one heck of a rough ride. Back half of the field has come to pit road. Some of the guys in the top 10 also in, giving the lead now to Joshua Nichols and Edmund Jones on the front row. Jeff, I know Patrick was in the restart zone when the green flag drops, but I do know Patrick cuts it very, very closely. He didn't get a penalty, so I guess he's okay, but man, you're absolutely right. It was very, very close to having jumped that restart. Hey, Songbird, how are you? Oh, Jeff, I wonder all the time. I have seen some that I thought for sure they would get a penalty on that restart. Conversely, I've seen a lot of guys get penalties that I was like, wait, what? That didn't make sense, but every one of these guys, you know, is pushing the limit on that restart. Pace car dives back to pit road just past the halfway. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Joshua Nichols out to the lead quickly. Edmund jumps to the high side. Everybody battling, not seeing any 3 wide this time yet. Wow, they made it through 1 and 2 without going 3 wide. But it looks like they may come 3 wide out of turn 4. Kyle Reeder is on the move. Reeder now back up into 4th place. Tyler Thomas right behind in 5th. Three wide back behind. Devin McDonald making moves up on the high side out of turn 4. McDonald takes 7th, up 12 spots. Mark the man Dantuma now at 23 spots into 11. And points leader Cody Burke is now up into 17th. He did take tires on that last pit stop. Mark Kluge, wow, he was way out of shape. Coming through 3 and 4, managed to hold on to it. Just goes to show every one of these guys out here is still right on the edge of grip all the way around. Kirk Marble back on the attack, side by side with Jesse Gordon. Ryan Philbrick having a great night tonight as well, currently in ninth. Cody Burke on the fresh tires, now up to 15th. Alex Harper just ahead. Oh, Cody shoots by Harper under Dan Tuma, sets his sights on Jesse. Well, we did say people would be cussing if he got back on the lead lap. Cody Burke is back on the lead lap and marching through the field. Joshua Nichols still in the lead. Garrett Korn in second. Edmund Jones in third, but he was a bit out of shape coming out of turn 4. Edmund keeps his foot in it and whoa, nope, Garrett fights back. And don't look now, Nicholas Johnson looking for a position. And Nicholas may get it here. He's got a bit of a run. However, I did hear a couple of drivers mention going from the high line to the bottom. That high to low move makes these cars looser than anything else. They've got to be careful making the dive to the bottom. Gerald, some of them need one more stop, and some it's very close. The whole field needs at least one more pit stop for fuel, but it's going to be very, very close. Some of them closer to needing 2 stops. Nicholas Johnson, a big run here. And he takes second away from Edmund, sets his sights on the leader. Worth noting, Cody Burke now in ninth. He has cracked into the top 10, marching his way to the front as always. Oh, Joshua Nichols, the leader, starting to blink a little bit. Edmund Jones cuts down to the apron, gets a big run off into 1 and 2, and Nichols gets the wall. Edmund back to second. John Nichols now on the move, breaks back into the top 5. Cody Burke now in 8th, looking for 7th. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to get to the front. A lot of the drivers in the top 10 are also on fresh tires. Mark Dantuma has lost a lot of ground. Suddenly, he was just outside the top 10, is now fallen back to 17th. But a lot of the cars that have gone by are on fresh tires. Mark took fuel only on his last stop. Chad Ragsdale trying to fight his way back toward the front. now in 16th. Ryan Philbrick, as we mentioned, having a good run, but he has lost some ground as well. Also, on old tires, I suspect final stop is going to be a lot of 2 or 4 tire changes. Does appear most of the field has saved at least 1 tire set to be able to put them on for the final stop. Remember, they have to make it at least 8 more laps to make it to the end on fuel. Edmund Jones looking for the lead on Joshua Nichols. Tyler Thomas has come to pit road. He will have to make another stop. Lap traffic just ahead as Edmund Jones and Joshua Nichols battle for the lead. Edmund has the nose ahead, but lap car drops to the apron and Edmund Jones leads for the first time as Garrett Korn and Nicholas Johnson, as well as Devin McDonald, have come to pit road. They will need one more stop from here. And look who just took the lead. Points leader Cody Burke is back out front as pit stops are underway. Edmund Jones, Joshua Nichols, Kyle Reeder, all in this time. And what a night for Cody Burke. Qualified on the pole, but per the rules, he had to go to the tail end of the field. Was fighting his way up through the field, got caught up in one of those early incidents, had to tow it to pit road, ended up a lap down, actually ended up 2 laps down, fought to get them both back, and then came from the back again to reclaim the lead. In fact, come to think of it, this will be the biggest comeback of Cody's season. He's had one other race where things went horrifically wrong, but he only ended up 1 lap down and very quickly got back to the lead lap and fought his way forward. Kyle Reeder has been to pit road as well. Kenny Rayner has also just completed his stop. Looking over the pit stops, it does not look like Edmund Jones took tires. Nicholas Johnson did take tires. Kyle Reeder also taking tires, as did Tyler Thomas. So a mix of pit strategies back at the back. I remember we talked about it early on, 22 to 24 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight, meaning next time by, the field should be able to make it from there. Richie Ragsdale now in third with Chad Ragsdale in fourth. Kirk Marble has fought his way back up into fifth. Alex Harper currently in sixth. Jesse Gordon up into seventh. Kirk Marble and Alex Harper on pit road. Cody Burke has already opened up a big lead on second place. Almost 5 seconds. And here they come. Whoa, close call for Ragsdale and Nichols as they get off the banking. Oh, contact! Nichols is around. Another car's into the wall. Chaos at pit road. Wow. Final pit stops and chaos underway. Cody Burke, Patrick Pieper, John Nichols, Ryan Philbrick, Mark Kluge on pit road. Ruskov took the lead briefly. He's coming in. Edmund Jones now in second. Joshua Nichols currently in third. They will reclaim first and second in just a moment. But Cody Burke has just completed his final stop, is now scored back in second, and he had saved a set of tires. He has 4 fresh Goodyears on that car. A lot of changes over this cycle of stops. Let's take a look at Matt Morrison's pit road entry. Coming through turn 4, he was already hard on the brakes, sliding. Ends up hard on the inside, and several close calls. At the same moment, John Nichols, Chad Ragsdale just ahead. Cody Dean down on the apron. They had to wait a minute to get down. Oh, man. John just gets on the brakes a little too much at the line, and it sends him around. That was definitely a wild cycle of pit stops. $18 laps to go. Most of the field has completed final stops. A handful of drivers will have to come in one more time for a splash of fuel. And Cody Burke has a 5.5 second lead over Kirk Marble. But Kirk Marble also on fresh tires. He's 5.8 seconds back. Kyle Reeder on fresh tires in third. Edmund Jones on old tires is losing ground very quickly. Alex Harper in fifth, Chad Ragsdale in sixth, Jesse Gordon in seventh, all on fresh tires as well. Remember, Kirk has the fastest lap of the night, but he is 6.4 seconds behind the leader. Can he get to Burke? With all these guys down the top five on fresh tires, if they close in, things could get a bit heated as Ragsdale now in fourth, closing up on Reeder. Alex Harper with them as well. Third, fourth, and fifth, all nose to tail. And sixth place, Jesse Gordon is closing in. While they are battling, Gordon's getting closer. Jesse less than half a second back. Ryan Philbrick in seventh, also closing in on fresh tires. Patrick Pieper in eighth, also on fresh Goodyears. Kyle Reeder currently in fifth. He was one of the first ones on pit road. I don't believe he'll have enough fuel. Meanwhile, Cody's just amazing comeback here tonight has him out front by 7 1/4 seconds. That lead is growing. Also back on the move, Mark the Man Dantuma back up into 11th, about to take 10th from Edmund Jones. But he has John Nichols right there with him. Nichols slides by, now tries to get under Edmund, 3 wide. Oh, Nichols way out of shape out of 2. So at the moment, every car in the top 11 has fresh tires. Austin Ruskoff also on fresh tires back in 14th. Nicholas Johnson in 15th, also fresh tires, but he pitted too early, and I don't think he can make it on fuel. Folks, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We're going to do some rally racing. Would love to have you guys come by and say hi. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. A lot of YouTube shorts coming. Garrett Korn has just come in as we see a few drivers on pit road for final stops. Tyler Thomas has just completed his stop as well. Chad Ragsdale now in third, Jesse Gordon in fourth, Alex Harper in fifth. Philbrick was closing in but lost some ground. He is in 6th, and Patrick Pieper closing on him. Kyle Reeder has slipped back to 8th. Richie Ragsdale now in 9th. John Nichols in 10th. Dan Tuma in 11th. Austin Ruskoff now in 12th. He is closing the gap on Dan Tuma, but he's 3.3 seconds back. Chad Ragsdale 1.5 seconds behind Kirk Marble. He is closing in. Kirk Marble currently 8.25 seconds behind the leader, Cody Burke. And talk about a comeback here tonight. Alex Harper also having an eventful night, but has made it back into the top 5. Richie Ragsdale having another heck of a run here tonight in 8th. Kyle Reeder now in 9th. Dan Tuma has taken 10th from John Nichols. Dan Tuma is closing the gap on Kyle Reeder. Kyle Reeder was trying to go to pit road. We knew Reeder wouldn't make it on fuel. Comes out of 3 and 4, heads down to the apron. Waited too long to get down, slams the brakes, ends up in the grass. Does make it back to pit road, but man, a huge setback. Cody Burke navigating through lap traffic with 3 laps to go. The Dominator is gonna do it again as long as he can stay out of trouble for 2 more laps. There might be trouble ahead as Cody Dean battling. Burke is going to come flying by Dean. No harm that time. And here we go across the line. Cody Burke gets the white flag. He qualified on the pole per the rules. Had to take an EOL, started tail into the field. Got caught up in an early incident. Sent him 2 laps down. He fought back from that. Then went to the back of the lead lap and fought his way to the lead in an 8.5 second gap as he comes out of turn 4. Cody Burke win number 10 of the season at Kansas. Kirk Marble has an amazing night, coming home in 2nd, and Chad Ragsdale comes home in 3rd. Looks like Ragsdale's choosing to drive through the grass here as they get lined up at the start-finish line. Let's talk to our top three, starting with Chad Ragsdale. Chad, that was an eventful night, man, but you come home on the podium, it's got to feel like a win after this race.
Yeah, man, my luck's just been horrible. I'm just glad I was able to at least make some of it back up. After that wreck, I should take that quick repair. I ended up putting me farther behind than I needed to try to make a run at the end.
Well, you managed to hold on, come home with a podium, came back through the traffic a couple of times, and had a very close call on pit road.
Oh, yeah, I want to apologize to John. I saw him get sideways, and I was trying to check up. I think I rode 35 miles per hour for 200 feet after that because I wasn't trying to. But that's just all of us trying to get track position.
Well, man, a great job, a great comeback, and a great podium tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to say I don't blame Kirk. I don't know if I got into him or not. So it was fun trying to race Kirk down there at the end.
Man, I don't think you had anything to do with it, but great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Kirk Marble comes home in second. Kirk, that was one heck of a run tonight, but I have to ask the honest question. Once you got to second place, did you think you had a chance to run Cody down?
No.
Okay. Well, I know he was only 5 seconds ahead at that point, and I honestly mentioned, can he get it done? But then a lap later, he was like 6 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I was still cutting it close on gas. I just had to not go totally 100%. I was going like 95. So I still don't think I would have caught him.
Well, man, you definitely had an eventful night, but you managed to come home on the podium. And a few incidents, a few close calls, everything was wild for you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun. That's all that matters, right?
It definitely is, but man, an awesome night for you.
All right, thanks, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Cody Burke. All right, Cody, it's win number 10 of the season, but let's be honest, that was the most epic win of the season. You had to go to the tail end, you get caught up in the incident, 2 laps down, fight back, get back to the lead lap, then you're back in 24th, and have to come back to the front, and you finish with you finished with a 9-second lead.
Yeah, that wasn't as easy as some of them. That man, I don't even know where to begin there. It just that accident I was into. I forgot to take my quick repair, and then I thought I could get back to pit road. Engine blew up, I think, entering 2. So it just, I don't know, it kind of snowballed there, and I had 5 or 6 different bad things happen. Then later in the race, I thought I should have got my lap back earlier, but something, I don't know if it was a glitch or the pace car beat me out of pit road, but seemed like a lap back twice there.
Yeah, there was one of those that I thought you'd be coming around, but you didn't. But you still managed to come around, and dude, I have to say, that was just flat amazing, that comeback.
Yeah, I really like this track, and I feel like this is one of the best tracks I can conserve tires on, and pretty much all I did until maybe the last 5 or 6 laps. The last 25 laps, I was running about 80% just in case a caution would come out. But no, it all worked out. That was a good one for us.
Man, great job. Epic win tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cody Burke gets an epic win here at Kansas. I still don't believe he pulled that off. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Don't forget, tomorrow night, I'll be driving a rally car. Make sure you tune in. Come say hi. Tuesday afternoon, the Unicorn is trucking Wednesday night, we are back racing with retreads. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.